tonight. Bienvenidos a la Noche Internacional. I'm going to do a little intro in Spanish and then English, same text. And then Sean's going to come up and give you the rundown as to what's going to happen for the night. Welcome, everybody. Good to see everybody. People are on the rafters up here. Tons of people. Excellent. Okay, well, let's get this going. Okay. En tiempos como estos, cuando los muros se alzan más rápido que la comprensión, cuando los censores afilan sus plumas, cuando la intimidación estatal a las artes liberales intentan silenciar a los educadores, o peor aún, cuando estas mismas instituciones colaboran solapadamente con los aparatos represivos al prometer la poesía más aplanada, desdentada y egocéntrica disponible para el público, la poesía se convierte en algo más que una decoración paliativa para una intelectualidad desmoralizada. Se transforma en una correa de transmisión esencial de estrategias y tácticas liberadoras para que las personas puedan pensar y sentir su camino a través de este mundo cada vez más complejo e interconectado. Sin embargo, estos movimientos exploratorios, al menos en las Américas, ya no pueden funcionar como laboratorios eficaces para posibles nuevos futuros si sirven únicamente a las agendas de sus respectivas naciones, especialmente si dichas agendas vienen cargadas de lógicas culturales unilateralistas. Lo que se necesita son intercambios culturales cuidadosamente sincronizados que forjen lazos sociales duraderos o relaciones que estimulen nuestras prácticas poéticas durante décadas. Es por ello que esta noche nos solidarizamos con estos poetas mexicanos. 4 poetas sumamente aclamados y talentosos compartirán con nosotros no solo su visión cultural y estética, sino también las energías que han acumulado a lo largo de años de dedicación a las artes poéticas. In times like these, when walls rise faster than understanding, when censors sharpen their pens, when state-led intimidation of the liberal arts tries to silence educators, or even worse, when those institutions promote themselves underhandedly, collaborate with repressive apparatuses by promoting the most flattened, defanged, self-centered poetry available to the public, poetry becomes more than a palliative decoration for demoralized intelligentsia. It becomes an essential transmission belt of liberatory strategies and tactics for people to think and feel their way through this increasingly complex and interconnected world. But these exploratory movements, at least in the Americas, can no longer function as effective laboratories for potential new futures if they serve only their respective nations' agendas, especially if those agendas come loaded with unilateralist cultural logics. What is needed are carefully synchronized cultural exchanges that build lasting social bonds, relationships that stimulate our poetic practices for decades. This is why we are standing with Mexican poets tonight. 4 highly acclaimed and talented poets will be sharing with us not only their cultural aesthetic vision, but the energies they've accrued over years of dedication to the poetic arts. Sean.
Give it up for Rodrigo. The quick rundown. So we're going to start off with 2 bilingual readings. Karen and Whitney are going to come up, then Hugo and Cameron are going to come up, then we're going to take an intermission, and we're all going to go over there and buy drinks to support the bar that helped us put this on. Then after the little intermission, Romana's going to come up, and then Lucia's going to come up here. So let's get the show started. Give it up for Karen and Whitney.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We're going to read from 2 of Karen's books. The first one is called Dodo, and the second is String Theory.
Lucía, ¿dónde estás? Acá. ¿Puedo poner mi libro en tu mesita? Sí. Hello, I'm very excited to be here. Viva México! Este libro lo escribí hace más de 10 años, se titula Dodo. Voy a leer un fragmento. Malos hombres. Este latido que abandonan, toman el corazón del dodo, lo observan, los alvéolos regurgitan, los callamos de un mordisco, cuello trozado, abacería de grasa. El viento se despereza, apretamos nuestros dientes, damos honor al favorecido.
This abandoned heartbeat. They take the dodo's heart, observe it. The alveoli regurgitate. We silence them with a nibble, severed neck, grocery of fat. The wind stretches, we clench our teeth, honoring the favored one.
Lo degollamos con las uñas, todos babeamos, nos damos el lujo de tragarnos hasta las plumas de la cola sin piedad. Retumban dientes la unción de los hambrientos, cebo en 7 frentes y 14 sobacos, montones de cera que comemos con gusto, 49 kilos latido en espiral, una sensación peliaguda invade 7 gargantas.
We slit its throat with our fingernails, all of us drooling. We indulge ourselves, gobbling down even the tail feathers. We showed no mercy. Teeth clang, unction of hungry, sweat on 7 foreheads and 14 armpits. Piles of wax we devour with relish. 49 kilos, spiraling heartbeat. A prickly sensation invades our 7 throats.
7 dentaduras devoran las velas del güeldres, 7 camisolas que maceran a 14 sobacos. Lamemos el pico, el almirante lame lentamente al mongol. Desistimos de las plumas, una carne perseverante, festín de sangre, estornudos, dientes de león sobre el pico.
7 sets of teeth devour the Gelderen sails. 7 camisole shirts macerate 14 armpits. We lick its beak. The admiral slowly licks the Mongol. We desist with the feathers, a dogged flesh. Feast of blood, sneezes, dandelions on its beak.
Le retocamos las cejas y nos enjollamos. El almirante improvisa una gargantilla con el intestino del dodo y semillas de tambalacoque. Manos toscas que someten a 6 nucas. Un pico embistiéndolos, su polución engrasando a 6 espaldas descarapeladas. 7 arcabuces bastan con dejarlos indefensos. El almirante jamás resbala, nosotros echamos raíces.
We touch up the brows and bejewel ourselves. The admiral rigs together a choker using dodo intestines and tambalacoque seeds. Rough hands subdue 6 necks. A beak ramming into us. Its defilement greases 6 sun-peeled backs. 7 arquebuses are enough to leave them defenseless. The admiral never slips. We put down roots.
Nos hace besarlo intensamente en la boca. Nosotros agitamos los pulgares, no hay velas. Una luciérnaga sobrevive. Nos hace besarlo una y otra vez mientras nosotros agitamos los pitos, manitas sudorosas. Hace de nuestras manitas sudorosas una cesta, su mejilla moreteada, madejas de sangre seca, plumas en desfiguro.
He forces us to kiss him forcefully on the mouth. We fidget our thumbs, there are no candles. A lone firefly endures. He makes us kiss him again and again while we fidget with our dicks, sweaty little hands. He makes a basket of our sweaty little hands, his bruised cheek, tangles of dried blood, disfigured feathers.
7 pitos hacen un orinal de Mauricio, pulgares delatando el tamaño de 7 pitos. El almirante eructa huesitos, sus pulgares descienden. Este ya es nuestro derecho sobre Mauricio. Cargamos de plumas al güeldres, tenemos modorra, pelucas para todos, la tierra chavarriga con nuestros fermentos.
7 dicks piss into a chamber pot in Mauritius. thumbs betraying the size of 7 dicks. The admirable burps tiny bones, the thumbs descend. We hereby declare our right over Mauritius. We load the Helderland with feathers. We are drowsy. Wigs for everyone. The earth grows a paunch with our ferments.
Despedimos a las entrañas en santa sepultura. Rezamos con más fe ahora que nunca. Sal por puños y guarapo por saliva. Olas recobrando su compostura. Un mismo sueño. Hoy estuvimos cazando ballenas. 7 barriles desvencijados, sacos de vísceras para fornicar, el lodo.
We bid farewell to the entrails in holy burial. We pray more earnestly now than ever before. Salt by the fistful and sugarcane juice for saliva. Waves regaining their composure, a single dream. Today we were hunting whales, 7 dilapidated barrels, sacks of entrails for fornication, the mud.
Now we're going to read some excerpts of a string theory that was published by Cardboard House Press. Thank you so much. And translated by NAFTA, that is Whitney, Geronimo, and Saint. Wait, Geronimo is over here, I think so? No, it's not ready. Okay. Acerca la cuerda a algo o a la distancia de algo, ese algo y la distancia de alguien, alguien ensimismándose en algo, algo que se está apretando contra alguien o algo, o ella, o lo que se cuelga de ti, algo, alguien, tampoco un recuerdo, aunque su rapidez es de alguien, acaso alguien y ella de improviso o algo que se pierde entre una cuerda, alguien que es algo.
Bring the rope closer to something or to the distance of something. That something and the distance of someone. Someone loses themselves in something. Something being pressed against someone or something or her or that which hangs from you. Something, someone. Neither a memory through its speed belongs to someone. Perhaps someone and her without warning, or something that is lost among a rope, someone that is something.
1. A ella la encontraron con una maraña de sus rizos entre los dedos. 2. Algo o la distancia de algo, alguien y una cuerda y unos dedos que la prueban, su materialidad ni tan única. 3. Un pinche conjunto de hilos o algo. 4. Algo y alguien buscan una definición. Los hilos formaron un solo cuerpo con ella. 5. Fue tan flexible esa cuerda, se ataría y es como si estuvieran tocando la puerta donde ella se ahorcó. 6. Una cuerda también sirve para jugar. También sirve para atarla a ella y para suspender su peso. Salta y resalta. 7. Es un hilo también. Hay un sonido que se produce por vibración. ¿Cómo habrá sonado ella en lo último? 8. Esto es lo que dice un diccionario. Femenino. En los relojes de péndulo, cada una de las cuerdas o cadenas que sostienen las pesas. 9. Una cuerda es una sucesión. 10. Una cuerda también es una medida y una talla y un conjunto de personas cuando decimos que son de la misma cuerda. ¿Y ella? 11. Algo y alguien, ella y su cuerda o una línea de arranque. 12. El mismo repertorio señala lo siguiente: femenino, física, objeto unidimensional básico en la teoría de cuerdas. 13. Todo es femenino hasta ese segmento recto que la unió a ella con la muerte. 14. No quiero hablar de la música. Escribir aquí instrumentos de cuerda es un lugar común. Pero es que ella se la pasó cantando esa canción un día antes de matarse. 15. Una cuerda también puede ser un tendón, o un nervio, o un ligamento, o algo que la mató. 16. Ella le dio cuerda. 17. ¿Cuál de todas las cuerdas elegiría? ¿Una cuerda de presos, cuerda dorsal o el notocordio? ¿Una cuerda falsa en cuerda floja? ¿Una cuerda sin fin, cuerda vocal, tormento de cuerda, trato de cuerda también, bajo cuerda, contra las cuerdas, echar una cuerda contra ella misma, una cuerda sin cordura? 18. Algo, alguien y algo como simplemente una cuerda. 19. Un pinche conjunto de hilos que la mató.
1. She was found with a tangle of curls between her fingers. 2. Something or the distance of something. Someone and a rope and some fingers probing her. Her materiality not even that unique. 3. A fucking bundle of threads or something. 4. Something and someone searches for a definition. The threads were one with her body. 5. That rope was so flexible. She would tie herself up and it's as if they were knocking on the door where she hanged herself. 6. A rope can also be used to play. It can also be used to tie her up, to suspend her weight. She leaps, steps off, and stands out. 7. It is also a string. There is a sound it produces by vibrating. How did she sound at the end? 8. This is what a dictionary says. In grandfather clocks, each of the cords or chains that hold the weights. 9. A string is a succession. 10. A string is also a measure and a size and a collection of people when we say that they are cut from the same cloth. And her? 11. Something and someone, her and her rope, or a spring line. 12. The same dictionary notes the following. Basic unidimensional object in string theory. 13. Everything is feminine down to that straight segment which joined her with death. 14. I don't want to talk about music. To write string instruments here is commonplace, but she was singing that song the day before. 15. A cord can also be a tendon or a nerve or a ligament or something that killed her. 16. She wound it up. 17. Which of these strings would she choose? A string of prisoners, spinal cord or notochord, a false string, a tightrope, an infinite string, vocal cord, strappado. To treat her as if she wasn't high-strung, strung out against the ropes, to string her along at loose ends. 18. Something, someone, and something as just a string. 19. A fucking bundle of threads that killed her.
A veces la rabia es elemental. No, hay una era sofisticada, una elaboración de las emociones que no puede deslindarse de lo maniobrado, lo pensado por ella. Ella quiere ser primitiva, pero piensa demasiado en sí misma. ¿Quién era entonces ella? No, este libro no te dará vida. Este libro no podrá devolvernos a ese sitio de ráfagas y descontentos. Este libro no remojará tu nombre. Este libro no te levantará de la tumba. Este libro no te descendimentará más. Este libro no te recreará. Este libro no te hará escapar de la angustia. Este libro no es para ti. Este libro no es. Este libro no. No. ¿Cuánto nos cuesta llevar a término una idea? ¿Cuánto nos cuesta terminar? No dejes las cosas a medias, me dijeron. Una resonancia en mi cabeza, una exasperación. La estás interrumpiendo. La melancolía es la dicha de estar triste. Es una melancolía para los buenos, para los ángeles como ella que te están viendo desde el cielo. Y tú, y una tristeza sin causa. La tristeza debe tener una lágrima. No hay lágrimas más desperdiciadas que las tuyas, no. Escribirlo es derrotarla. Reviso sus diarios, una serie de anotaciones llaman mi atención. Están fechados en octubre, es un recuento de lágrimas, o de lo que quisieron llamar así, de esa manera para justificarse entre todos, no. ¿Cómo materializar una muerte? ¿Cómo decirle que no a una muerta, pero sí?
At times rage is elemental. No, there's a sophisticated ire, an elaboration of the emotions inseparable from what's maneuvered, what's thought by her. She wants to be primitive, but thinks too much about herself. Who was she then? No, this book will not give you life. This book will not bring us back to that scene of gusts and unrest. This book will not dampen your name. This book will not raise you from the grave. This book will sediment you no longer. This book will not recreate you. This book will not free you from anguish. This book is not for you. This book is not. This book, no, no. How much does it cost us to carry out an idea to its end? How much does it cost us to finish? Don't leave things half done, they told me, an echo in my head, an exasperation. You are interrupting her. Melancholy is the bliss of being sad. It is a melancholy for the well-behaved, for the angels like her who watch you from heaven, and you and a sadness without cause. Must sadness shed a tear? There are no tears more wasted than yours. No, to write it is to vanquish her. I go over her diaries. A series of annotations calls my attention. They are dated October. It's a recounting of tears, or of whatever they want to call it, so as to justify themselves to each other. No. How to materialize a death. How to say no to a dead woman. But yes. Thank you.
Hi, greetings from the sister Republic of Oakland. Okay, so two quick notes. We won't be reading a one-to-one translation. We're reading from two separate books. So I have two notes here. I will be reading from my book, Commonplace, and later my colleague, Cameron Lovejoy, will read from some poems from, he translated from Los Materiales, which is a different book. And the second note is, Commonplace was published first as Lo Común in 2017, and then published in English in 2022 by Cardboard Press. The books are available there. And it was translated by Queen DeVos, Jerónimo Sarmiento Cruz, and Zane Koster. Okay. We push history to the side, turn it into our own indexicality. Aspects, ones from others, the world that produced us. Moments to intimate aspects, other moments of discussions about poetry that are in the end discussions about politics. In those discussions, in those moments, the poems intimate aspects gathered and aspects kept apart. One. When the poem intonates aspects from ones gathered together and others kept apart, in truth, it intonates 45 pickup trucks equipped with X-rays for the Secretary of Public Security. intonating truth, 43 ion scanners for the Secretary of National Defense, 155 C-330 detection kits. The poem intonates unmanned aircraft, M117 helicopters, as well as armored vehicles, motorbikes, command posts, and amphibious vehicles applied to public security tasks. The poem intonates 173 dogs trained for the Tax Administration Service, the Attorney General of Mexico, and the Secretary of Public Security. Nowhere do you read the world that produced me. Nothing about the 173 dogs. When we read literature, we read the budget of the Mexican army. And when we perceive artworks, we perceive the budget of the Mexican army. If some elements of the structure does not fulfill criteria of resistance, new articulations are inserted with constant moments. With constant moments, such as the company Cold Defense and its 1,000 1.5mm rifles for the use of state forces. With constant moments, such as the company Sig Sauer that delivered 7,384 firearms to Mexico in 2015, 3,060 assault rifles, 505 machine guns, and 3,819 pistols. Other similar companies have done business with Mexico with constant moments sculpted by the Glock company. Constant moments sculpted by a series of semi-automatic weapons designed and produced by this manufacturer Glock Guess MBH of Deutsche Graham, Austria. With 11,231 constant moments designed, produced, and sold to the Secretary of National Defense for another $3 million. With constant moments like the howler monkey, Aluata palliata, with its specialized oral apparatus, with its hyoid bones and larynx developed. Forming with the mandible a resonated chamber that allows the powerful amplification of the sounds, aspects gathered together, aspects kept apart. Constant moments like the white-tailed deer, Podocaelus virginianus, that marks its territory by rubbing objects gathered together and kept apart, with its pre-orbital tarsal and interdigital glands, with constant moments like the volcano rabbit, Bromeladus diaci, with its grayish belly that communicates with others through a scent secreted by its glands, in aspects gathered together and aspects kept apart, constant moments like the creosote bush, Larrea tridentata, with solitary yellow colored flowers and whose leaves divide into others, even smaller, with a similar aspect to leather, and appear as if covered in tiny hairs and resin, covering aspects gathered together and aspects kept apart. 2. Begin in any place of the totality. Begin, for example, with 40 combat aircraft. Begin with helicopters armed with additional capacity for the precision bombing of land. Bombers that are an extension of the impact of my mother's cheekbone when I was 17. I haven't thought about this situation for a long time, a time that is not transferable. For a time that is non-transferable, I have not thought about the C-295 airplanes configured for military transport. For a time that is non-transferable, I have not thought about the acquisition of 6 E-6 725 helicopters for high-impact operations on the cheekbone of my mother. Constant moments that seem to begin and only begin, like the 250 million for defense according to the federal expense budget. With constant moments that begin only to begin and begin again, and begin with 4 three-dimensional long-range radars for the system of aerospace administration, with moments that seem not to end like the 9,164,893 pesos for the acquisition of measurement, analysis, and physical testing equipment with cutting-edge technology that allows for the potential optimization of response time in the analysis. Note, think how poetry can optimize its own management system, its own response time. We push history aside, we turn it into rolling lexicality. these are two short poems from my new manuscript that I just finished. Colobro, colubro. Am I projecting? My wife says I never project. Colobro, colubro. Don't evade reality. The word for hummingbird, colibri, came from an Occitan lost in Martinique. The snake of reality, colobro, colubro. We walked for centuries, arranging the furniture so that the message comes across clearly. Each letter is a chair or each sentence, it depends. Take note, all of the foxgloves, the red salvias, the endemic poppies. She shared the recording with us, but the sources must remain anonymous. We carry a new world in our hearts. And the last one, because we've created it. Today there were no poems. I'll say it as if it were a national question. While bird populations continue to decline, we can know the totality because we've created it. Children can converse with certain flowers, certain bushes, in the realm of grasslands and arid zones, western forests and seabirds. What element, which owners, what history in the clandestine version of what is beautiful? Thank you.
Gracias, Hugo, y gracias a todos. Y Paco, thank you for introducing me to Hugo's work.
¿Dónde está Paco?
I'll be reading from Los Materiales, which is published in 2008, so a little early, but it's a beautifully opaque work of making. I'll be reading two long poems. The most concentrated masses of gray. Pastoral of things, the range of their movement, some traces of dependency. This beginning is, of course, undetermined, a vast tribe of flowers, constant, unchanged. Certain mistakes left open, phrases open, to plunge into the opacity of that region of the world. In that same opacity, touching land as a product without history. Movement infects the surroundings in immeasurable quantities and precise numbers. Revise that nature. From the steady as from the unsteady, remember that map is not territory. What is not fixed in the poem is an unknown quantity. Insects are fixed to the portrait, the embroidered virgin fixed to the portrait. And the city is open as the poem is. The word war is used. Thickets of laurel and advancing. What kind of advancing? Your voice raises the sun, the fog thickens, the panoramic copies of treetops. Continue in that desire, teeming with external facts, in turn the stone plenty among facts. The map as well plenty, but map is not territory. Any nest in the silence, or I like darkness, or do the stars talk, or I noticed it too, waiting, waiting. It would be an act of cannibalism. Are you interested? Notation towards a mass, of which, deletes of which, and that movement alone a kind of contact, to capture history, to have a pony, to name it Pony Pony. What a thing, right? Above all, what type of line? These varied materials that open one to the other by touching one to another. These varied materials, these early writings, a single kind of materials. A long series of questions, all the same kind. At the end of the postcard, grammar, grammar underlined. An exhibition, a series of works on paper we naturally call the lake, divided as among other things the inventor of a catalog. Untitled paintings are presented. Even the archetypal forest of the mind of one man among others who is required to change and change from one state to another, and who lives with those sounds visiting his ears, with those images visiting his ears. Remnants of contact with others, without predominance of action upon process. What survives on the surface, on the softest side of the name, on what will never leave you. Reeds, grand, dark, black masses, lilies from shore to shore, swaying, a life form sustained. Pastoral of things. Or one writes in the cold, believes he moves away from the abstract only to enter through the back door. The fear of representation, going back to representation, that is, to animosity. A mobilization of arguments, a supposed return to the void prior to the project, da capo, for there is no inside that remains attentive to the position of its object. Only outside of nature, not inside it, can there be time. Fire is the company one keeps. The unit retained in some sense of duration, reduced to a zone unknown to us, a mysterious quality of action, all natural phenomena, including the heavens. The city, the poem, and in both, the nature of human occupation. What awaits is love. A language awaits the terms of its own insertion in the world. Upon asking, they'd say the words grew bitter. Associated words grow sour as well, necessarily. Better to write the poem in letters with personal communications. You hear atmospheric noises, man-made noises. Should they exist, not even dust would shake the idea of childhood. Alone, in groups, the mind in a landscape. In the corner of the painting, and that right angle, the moon closes the circle. The moon eats all her seasons. Someone peers into the photograph, and because of this, something dark is added. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up. Again, keep it going. Karen, Hugo. ¿Por qué no? ¿Dónde están los mexas por aquí? A ver, okay.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, all right. We have Roman coming up. Give it up for Roman.
Hello. My name is Roman Luján. I live in Berkeley, California. And I'm very, very excited to be here with you tonight. Give it up again for Sean, Rodrigo, and Henry, please. Seriously, thank you to everyone who has supported us to be here. Especially in this moment, and also, including our Café Istanbul tonight. So thank you. Un aplauso para Café Istanbul también, por favor. I'm going to read some poems directly in Spanish with no translation. Some other poems in my translation, and some bilingual poems. Sanafa Beach. Se dice tamal, no tamali. Se dice Colombia, no Columbia. Se dice Salma, no Selma. Se dice Román, no Ramán, no Ramón, no Romeo. Se dice Sacramento, no Sacramento. Se dice Chipotle, no Chipotle. Chipotle, no Chipotle. Se dice guacamole, no guac, chingada madre. Se dice Chile, no Chile. Se dice Tijuana, no Tijuana. Se dice quesadillas, no quesadillas. Se dice dulce de leche, no dulce de leche. Se dice mole, no mole. Se dice Juárez, no Juárez. Se dice chorizo, no chorizo. Se dice mojito, no mojito. Se dice peyote, no peyote, pendejo. Se dice empanada, no empanada. Se dice bolaño, no bolano. Se dice jalapeño, no jalapeno. Se dice García Márquez, no Marqués. Se dice enchilada, no enchilada. Se dice Juan, no Juan. Se dice habanero, no habanero. Se dice Estados Unidos. I lived in Los Angeles for 13 years, and there's a bus line that crosses the entire city, like on Sunset Boulevard. Goes from downtown Los Angeles to the coast, to the Pacific Coast Highway. It's the number 2 if you want to take it. So this poem is named after this bus, which is downtown BCH. She's horrible. I have to be cleaning the whole time, because if not, she gets mad. She scolds me. I keep the girls' room real clean. She's already in college in Boston. She's a gymnast. You wouldn't believe her legs. She called me to ask how to say sunset in Spanish, how to say Texas. I told her I didn't know, but her mom is horrible. I am old now. I can't sit on the couch after vacuuming, because she yells at me. Tuesdays, I clean her furniture. You wouldn't believe how beautiful. They are all antiques, all different. I oil them so they shine. She tells me to clean them with a liquid that smells like hell, but I clean them with the oil that I bought from the dollar store by my house. I organize her towels, the corners, all lined up, but she moves them and tells me to do it all over again. Where did you get off? I can't even go to the bathroom. I have to hold it until the gas station. Sometimes when she's not there, I go anyways. The thing is that you are very disrespectful, she tells me. I don't know what she does. She doesn't do anything, but she gets envelopes with checks, 6 cards. You wouldn't believe it. 7 years working, real sore. She says she doesn't understand me. She says that I should already speak good English, but of course she understands me. Her husband is older, he hardly talks, but she steps to the side when I sweep, and she greets me. That's the life we live here. Thank you. They told me this virgin is real miraculous. I'm going to keep it in my wallet. I'll give you the pozole recipe later. You're from El Salvador, right? Yeah, I'm from Oaxaca, 11 years. Can you believe it? But sometimes you can just take it anymore. It's fate. But ma'am, I told you, I cleaned the bathroom an hour ago and it's dirty all again, a mess. I don't care, you aren't going anywhere until you clean it again, and hurry up because tomorrow I have visitors. If you don't, forget it. Let's see what ICE has to say. Are you getting it off? Are you getting it off right now? Yeah, she's horrible. But she gave me these gold sneakers. They are cute, right? These gold sneakers, because they were too small for her. Copo de nieve. Hablamos esta lengua para reconocernos, aunque nunca nos hayamos visto. A veces de tú, casi siempre de usted. Abrazos y ahí nos vemos en vez de presentarnos. Hablamos del clima, la comida, las ardillas obesas, los perros con bufanda, las palmeras de plástico, lo caro que está todo, pero nunca de ti. Hablamos de puertas entreabiertas en las cocinas de los restaurantes, de hierbas que aquí no se consiguen, de atajos y aves migratorias, pero nunca de ti. ¿Para qué hablar de ti cuando podemos preguntarnos de dónde y desde cuándo y trazar en el aire coordenadas de lugares que desaparecen? No hablamos de ti cuando sospechas de nuestros murmullos al cruzar la avenida, en supermercados y paradas de autobús, y gritas, "Speak English, this is America", furioso, porque nuestras risas y ademanes imaginas la salvaje letanía de una invasión. No hablamos de ti cuando acordamos encontrarnos al salir del trabajo, cómo está la familia, cómo ves al pendejo presidente, cuál de todos. No te hagas ilusiones. Nunca hablamos de ti, copo de nieve. Ni siquiera sabíamos que allí estabas. Snowflake. We speak this language to recognize one another, even we have never met. Sometimes tú, most of the time, usted. Abrazos and see you around instead of introductions. We talk about the weather, the food, the obese squirrels, the dogs in scarves, the the plastic palm trees, how expensive everything is, but never about you. We talk about doors left ajar in restaurants, kitchens, about herbs you can't find here, about shortcuts and migratory birds, but never about you. Why talk about you when we can ask each other where from and for how long, and trace coordinates in the air of places that are disappearing? We don't talk about you when you grow suspicious of our murmurs as we cross the avenue in supermarkets and at bus stops. And you shout, "Speak English, this is America," furious. Because in our laughter and gestures you imagine the savage litany of an invasion. We don't talk about you when we make plans to meet up after work. How's the family? What do you think of the pendejo president? Which one anyways? Don't flatter yourself. We never talk about you, snowflake. We didn't even know that you were there. You are not like them. I never would have imagined that you, from a distance you look also with that. But now that you mention it, I didn't trust you because you don't look at all like. Besides, you could easily pass for better not to share that. Incredible that you know that things you don't sound like. If you hadn't said so, you have a certain air of swear that over there never. Just surely have some blood. I've heard your people love. I don't believe you're not. When I saw you, I thought, I wish everyone were. Still can't believe you are the complete opposite of. Nothing to do with you. You talk as if you were. Then why are you so? I thought your kind never. Isn't it true that you guys always, if you check your family tree, you'll see, I didn't know you had. You must be the exception. I thought everyone over there, are you sure you are not? The thing is that you. The next is a new poem. And is dedicated to my good friend Julia Herrera, who is here. And the title of the poem is Garrascrito, which comes from one of Julie's stories. and basically could be translated as the claw text, or written by a claw, or claw written. Garrascrito. Escribo esta sandunga con las patas, con la lengua enroscada en pie de guerra, con el sudor de mis pezones vueltos puño, con las estalactitas de mis fosas nasales, con los testículos elefantásticos, con el páncreas chamuscado en berenjena, con las niñas malcriadas de mis ojos del culo, con la quijada en boomerang golpeándote la nuca, con el brío de haber domado un retrete sin estribos, con las suaves calandracas de mi abuela filipina. Escribo esta guaracha con tus ojos de pescado, con la panza en testuz y los huesos de fuera, con paisajes congelados en sendas cataratas, con la primavera al fondo de algún colon, con la chancla justiciera de mi madre, con los bolillitos de mugre del ombligo, con tus nalgas descuajaringándoseme, con la soberbia de los recién nacidos, con la mejilla de mi otra mejilla, con una bilis negra y garrascrita y la inocencia del primer amor. Bad hombres. Look at those bad hombres taking our jobs. Look at them multiplying bed bugs, contaminating our educational system, depleting our baby formula reserves. Look at them in the sun, their sparse mustaches, their weathered foreheads, their bulbous knuckles, their hunger to burn in apple orchards. Bad hombres, stinking intruders. Burn them. Burn them with a giant magnifying glass, oh God, while they cross the Arizona desert. Burn them in your deep blue iris while they flee, leaving the crust of their footsteps in our bathrooms, gardens, and kitchens. Burn them. Hurl like thunder, Kissinger, your angel. Nicholas, Dylan, your archangels. Upon their teeming bellies, their tiny, babbling anchors. Do not allow them, oh God, to replace us. Bless these AR-15s, so that in your name we may reduce them at the kneelers of a bilingual church in a Texan Walmart. Bad hombres of their bad country, whether they come to ours, if not to make us look useless. Dear God, let the tomahawk of your gaze fall upon them. Strike them down, Lord, so no one keeps insisting that without them there will be nothing to eat. When their manure skin, their nauseating shadows, finally abandon or plots of land. We will eat McDonald's, In and Out. We will eat Del Taco, Burger King. We will eat Shell, Texaco, Exxon, Mobil. We will eat Monsanto, Santo, Holy, Holy, Santo. This is a poem about the after image of phosphine. When you close your eyes, the light that you see, like, stuck in your eye for a second. And this is my last poem. It's called Ofrenda. Así es como recuerdo haberlo visto. Aunque horas después, la misma noche, no encontré ya la foto ni la página. Un torso lampiño, sin cabeza, los brazos y las piernas amputadas, afuera de un bar regiomontano. En el pecho infantil, 2 agujeros donde habían incrustado sendos brazos arrancados a un cuerpo más moreno. Las manos abiertas hacia arriba y en las palmas 2 globos oculares junto a una cartulina. Ya llegamos. Offering. This is how I remember having seen it, although hours later, the same night, I couldn't find the picture or the page. A headless adolescent torso, arms and legs amputated outside a bar in Monterrey. There were 2 holes in the chest. In each, one arm had been inserted. Turn away from a browner body. Hands open, facing up. And in the palms, 2 eyeballs next to a poster board. We have arrived. Thank you.
Muchas gracias por esta invitación. Thank you so much, Rodrigo, Sean, Henry. I will do a little bit of everything. I'm reading a little bit in Spanish and in English. And then I am inviting my friends Carolina Dade and Monica de la Torre because I want to invite them, but also my looper microphone is not working. So I want them to do a little set with some of the poems, and then from there we will go into some sound performance. Vivimos en el registro abrumado. Esta es la estrategia política del imperio. Abrumados en todos los frentes, Buscamos visión bajo el colapso, bajo el mapa que elabora conciencia a pesar de estas inundaciones. Las profetas anónimas son esas gotas de aceite que corren entre la corriente de un río. La relación que tenemos con una huella o un cable que carga y conduce memoria. Información conductiva, conflicto, afecto, deseo, capital, electricidad. Aquí estamos, en los vestigios de un algoritmo instantáneo. Las puntuaciones de nuestros ancestros, su tecnología, seguirá desplegándose en el oscuro espacio del cosmos. Aquí estudiamos la basura, restos de satélites arcaicos como piedras que producen símbolos a flote, boyas espaciales, redes de reliquias. Porque las ruinas siempre se edifican cuando ya es muy tarde, cuando ya fue tarde, y entonces refrescamos el navegador. Pulso, cursor terroso, doble clic, punto y coma, agachados, acostados, pausa. En algún momento todos los usuarios estaremos acostados boca arriba, presenciando el máximo voltaje del axis mundi, como quien se acerca cautelosamente a la bocina gigante de la fiesta y recarga el cuerpo sobre la frecuencia de su materia. Y ahí recuerda la vibración de las mitologías planetarias acumuladas en el sonido de la historia. The punctuations of our ancestors, their technology, continue to unfold in the dark cosmic expanse. Here we study trash, remnants of archaic satellites like stones that produce floating symbols, space anchored, networks of relics. Because ruins are always built when it is too late, when it was already too late, and then we refresh the browser. Pulse, earthly cursor, double click, semicolon, sleeping, crouching, pause. At some point, all users will be lying on their backs, witnessing the maximum voltage of the axis mundi, like someone cautiously approaching the immense speaker at the party, leaning their body over the frequency of its matter. To remember a cross vibration, planetary mythologies accumulated in the sound of history. Your fingers type accumulated sound on the screen. You're walking, removing branches, fragments, listening to the crunch of each letter as it prints. This dream smells of planet Earth. While the windows multiply the search, I plunge my hands into the rhythms of repetition. Nothingness unfolds on a near blank sheet, a sheet that might exist or not, because that no longer matters. La última papelería perdida en la galaxia se guarda en un formato .jpg o .xlr o .wav. The last copy center lost in the galaxy is kept in a format .jpeg, .xlr, .tiff. Its manifestation depends on the output the users want to give it. In this case, upon emerging from the dream, I found cliques torn by solar edges in a pine forest by the sea. Rays create their double, virtual shadows, as if their projection was composed of atoms with no matter. How many shortcuts to discover? Control Z, evaporating aroma, screenshot of this experience of loss. Now I would like to invite Carolina and Monica.
There you go. Really simple.
Texturas de sonido.
Ruidos de viento en la ventana.
Partituras.
Ruidos de
Le-
viento
Levitación.
en la ventana. Ruidos de viento en la ventana.
Sonidos sostenidos.
Ruidos de viento en la ventana.
Luego, viento mezclado con voz.
Ruidos de viento en la ventana.
Cenizas.
Ruidos de viento en la ventana.
Ceniza.
Ruidos de viento en la ventana.
Ceniza.
Ruidos de viento en la ventana.
Ceniza. Ceniza.
Ruidos de viento.
Ceniza. Ceniza.
Ruidos de viento en la ventana. Ruidos de viento en la ventana. Ruidos. Ruidos de viento.
Ceniza.
Ruidos de viento en la ventana.
Ceniza.
Ruidos de viento en la ventana. Ruidos de viento. Ruidos. Ruidos de viento en la ventana. Ruido. Ruidos de viento en la ventana. ¿Qué ruidos de viento en la ventana? Ruidos de viento en la ventana.
Nos dirigimos
En la ventana
a la ventana,
de viento.
a un montón de nada.
En la ventana de viento.
Acumulación,
Ruidos.
acumulación,
Ceniza.
Ruidos de viento en la ventana.
Cenizas.
Ruidos
Cenizas.
en la ventana. Ruidos de viento en la ventana. De viento. Viento.
Alguien pasea con una radio de transistores que parece su segunda oreja. Ruidos de viento en la ventana. En la presencia de un montón de nadas, nos dirigimos hacia hacia la acumulación de nada, de ruidos, de viento en la ventana, de ruidos de viento en la ventana, de ruidos de viento en la ventana. Para el agua, en un valle de agujas, mi alma, un rectángulo encendido, inusitado. Ella llama a los instrumentos, carga el mensaje con sonidos de rayos, recorta la realidad, la envuelve. Entonces inicia el concierto en la antesala, la balada del aire, el ruido de viento, la ceniza, la acústica del canto que palpita. Las venas avanzan en circuitos. Escanea cuerpo con mente. Empuja el llanto desde algún estado olvidadizo. Se abren las posibilidades. Se escurren un florecer siniestro. Ella te ha vestido en una dermis túnica tejida por hormigas azules. Suspende la idea del planeta. Suspende la idea del planeta. Para desconectar los cables, enlaza el surco con la voz de la nube. Inicia el concierto en la antesala. Recorta la realidad, envuélvela, llama a los instrumentos, carga el mensaje con sonidos de rayos. Dentro de la habitación llueve mi alma, un rectángulo encendido, inusitado, en un valle de agujas. Para el agua canta, canta, canta la balada del aire de acústica divina, canta.